everybody, Tony Leo here, the Gaming Pro. Today we're going to shoot a video called Finding Your Craps Mentor. And I'm going to share with you my views and ideas, what questions you might ask, and what pitfalls you should definitely avoid. Mike's going to help me. Mike Rolacek. Mike's been with me now. What have you been with me? A couple of years?
Yeah, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. He goes by the name of Sling. Everybody knows him as that. And if you're in town, he's there playing with the group. Whatever group it is, he's there. So he's going to be my wingman today and do most of the shooting, so I can do most of the talking. Anyway, here we go. Okay, that was... Okay, dice out. Enjoy the video. When I created Advantage Dice Control, there were only a couple of guys teaching back then. That was in 2001. Today, there are hundreds, and they're out there for different reasons. This video will take you past all the crap that's out there. Most of the experts wouldn't even take their own shit to the tables. Most of them just talk shit about how good they are and how bad you are, but can't show you a video on how to be a consistent winner. Most of them have no clue on how to bet. They're simply liars, fakes, and copycats. They lie about their earnings to their students, talk shit about the others, and they'll steal from someone else. They'll add a hot bet or a lay bet, name it some stupid ass name, and call it their own. Listen up, everybody. At least give credit where credit is due. So why do you want a craps mentor? You invest in a craps mentor because you want the edge. You want to see the results of being a good DI. You want the confidence to be able to make that bigger bet. You want to cut down the learning curve. You want to make things happen, and you want to win right now. Perfect. I get it. All right, so let's go over the steps to get there. Step number 1, watch their video. Do you like the way they present themselves? Are they talking too much? Did you learn something from their video that you can take to the table and win? That's key. Are they a consistent winner themselves? These are things you need to know. Now you have something to go by, and you're ready to go to step 2. Step 2 is simple. Simply call them, ask them the questions that are important to you. A few questions you might ask. Number 1, what's their goal when they're shooting? Are they tracking their SRR? Are they avoiding the 7? Do they want to stay on axis? What playing method works for them? These are some of the things that might be important to you. Another question you might ask is exactly how are you going to teach me to be a consistent winner? Don't forget, first they got to be a consistent winner themselves, right? Okay, so how are you going to teach me to win? That's a hard question, as most of the experts have no real roadmap to get there except track the SRR, avoid the 7, and stay on axis. Another question you might ask is what's their money management plan? How do they bet? What do they want to achieve per day? What's their goal? Do they offer a guarantee of any sort? Advantage Dice Control has had a performance guarantee since day 1. Another question, obviously, how much does the program cost? You need to see the value of what they're asking you to pay. If that value you're getting is worth it, then probably the last question for now is, are there any other hidden costs associated with my class? These are a few of the questions that you want to ask. Okay, understand something. Most of the DIs out there teach and play the same way. They concentrate on improving their SRR. They're trying to avoid the 7. They're trying to keep their dice on axis. They're playing for the long term. They use software that tracks their rolls. They make no prop bets, and they'll all tell you to go to the casino with what you can afford to lose. I think you can all agree that's pretty much how all the experts play. With Advantage Dice Control, we do none of that. Let me explain a few things about what you might be learning again. This is my personal opinion from my personal play over the last 25 years of profits. Number one, SRR means nothing to me. It just means long rolls. It's not a measurement of winning. You can roll 8 times without a 6 or 8, but everybody will always still ask you what's your SRR. It's meaningless. We teach SWR, sevens to wins ratio. How many times did you win before you sevened out? To me, that's much more important, and it's a true measurement of winning. Also, I never go to the casino with what I can afford to lose. I go with what I need to win. It's all about your mindset. If your mind's not right, your game won't be either. Number two, everybody tries to avoid the 7. We all do that. However, we look at the 7 as just another number. Number one, we get paid on it. And it also gives us an opportunity when we level up. We're making more at that other level. So that puts us in profits on the next roll. And it's also part of my Super 7 hop system. Number 3, long term. They'll teach you that. All the long-term house edge stuff. Long-term means nothing to me. You ask 10 guys what long-term is, you'll get 10 different answers. I prefer the short game where the math is not a factor. My long-term is the culmination of my daily wins. The casino has no defense against the short game. Sucker bets. Let me say a few things about sucker bets. If the instructor looks at the field, the horns, and the hops as a sucker bet, they have no concept whatsoever of the power of multiple wins, which gets you in and out of the casino quicker with more profits. When I put my Super 7 hop method on YouTube back in 2015, everybody thought I was an idiot. 10 years later, players are hopping more than ever. My Super 7 hop system has revolutionized the game of craps. Your path to multiple wins as a DI is through the field, the horns, and the hop bets. Let me give you an example. If I'm playing the 10 on the box numbers and it's a 6-4, I win on that place bet. I win in the field, and I also win on my 6-4 hop. So that one roll, I won 3 times. That is the power of multiple wins. And anybody who tells you anything negative about prop bets is because they can't throw them, they don't know how to bet them, or they're reading the same shit 30-year-old books. Okay, last question. Are there any other costs associated with my training? Very good question. I'm the only one that doesn't charge for the extras. Workshops or the refreshers are all included in my cost. But if you look at the other guys, they'll charge you $1,250 plus for the class. But if you're alumni, it's only $950. And if you want to bring your wife, it's only another $59. And I'll be glad to help you on your cruise for only $149. And guess what? I also have a tip jar. What a ripoff. Especially paying for the same shit again, okay? My concept is to teach your students right the first time. Give them a process to follow. We have a 40-page training manual that takes you from A to Z. Give them unlimited training and support by offering the free workshops and refreshers. And I promise you, you will create another winner. That's what works for me, and that's what works for me for the last 25 years. I thought alumni meant to graduate. If you're going to call yourself a good craps mentor in DI, I suggest you be one. Another thought, instead of how do I become a craps winner, ask who is a craps winner, and obviously follow them. When you can get the proven blueprint, cut your learning curve way down, get your profits quicker, you've now found your mentor. Another way to check out an instructor is to look at their instructors. Are they consistent winners? Are they good teachers? Are they team players? I currently have 5 certified Advantage Dice Control instructors across the country, all trained by me personally. You might know some of them. The first one, Mark Kilgore. Mark lives in Tampa Bay, Florida, services the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa Bay, has his own forum on Facebook, and holds his own Advantage Dice Control workshops and classes in the Tampa area. He goes by the name of Lou Louie. My second instructor is Randy Anderson. Randy lives in Utah, frequents Jackpot, Nevada in the north, and Las Vegas here in the south. He's a great instructor, has his own craps pit in his home, and he goes by the name of Madness. My third instructor, Paulie Pavia, you guys know him as Paulie P from the 503. He lived in he lived in Oregon and played in the Pacific Northwest in Las Vegas. He's now in his final year with the Department of Navy, getting ready to retire. As a player, he is the ultimate hit-it-and-get-it specialist. Number 4, Larry Frank. Larry lives in Ohio, services casinos in Ohio, Indiana, and Detroit, Michigan. He plays with many groups across the country, has his own forum and craps pit, and goes by Magic Aces. My fifth instructor, Gary Weaver. Gary lives near Houston, Texas, services and plays in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and makes plenty of trips out to Vegas. Gary's a regular going across the country to play with various groups. He's also a wage master Baccarat player, earning thousands of dollars per month playing Baccarat. Gary goes by the handle G-Dub. I'm very fortunate to have these guys on my team. If you see them in the casino, say hello. They're a great asset, and they'll teach you whatever they can. Hard 8. Boom. Hard 9. All right. Another topic I'm going to discuss is the use of some of the craps software that's available to the players today. For practical purposes, we're just going to call this the Bone Whacker software. What I want to do is compare the Bone Whacker software to a good DI. Bone Whacker requires approximately 1,000 rolls of data to interpret certain things. For me, it's boring, complicated, and in my opinion, it's useless. Who wants to hear you need more data and more coaching for something that's only probable, and most of the data is not even a true measurement of winning? Understand something, that when your dice land and you see the results, they give you valuable intel you can use to play and bet in the moment and to your advantage, not what's probable over 1,000 rolls. Craps is not static. You need to take action and make decisions to be a consistent winner. A good DI should be able to read his rolls. We don't need 1,000 rolls to know the direction we need to go. We know that in 3 or 4 rolls. It's built right into our process. If you're going to call yourself a DI, be one. Okay, a few things Bone Tracker will tell you. Number 1, they'll tell you if you're double pitching. And if you are double pitching, they'll say you need to change your dice set. Well, I see the results of my rolls right now in the moment, and I adjust as needed. You don't need software to figure that out. Bone Whacker can also tell you what your SRR is. Who cares? Again, in my opinion, it's not even a measurement of winning. Bone Whacker can develop your signature number after about 1,000 rolls. Okay? I mean, that's pretty funny. If you look at these rolls right here, it doesn't take a friggin' genius that I got a 4 here, a 4 here, a couple of 4s over here, another 4 here. That 4 is my signature number. Okay? You can figure that shit out. You don't need 1,000 rolls to do that. Learn how to read your rolls. Okay? It doesn't take, like I said, a genius to figure that out. We let the table in our rolls in the moment dictate our play. Then you might hear Bone Whacker on one of the videos say that your throw is only 44% on axis. That I need more data and another dice set. Well, okay, for your players that don't know, you can make a shitload of money throwing off axis. So here's my idea. If I'm on axis 44%, that means I'm off axis the other 56%. Well, shit, I think I'll throw my dice to go off axis, bet accordingly, and reap those rewards. Just saying. In another Bone Whacker video, there was a question asked on one of the videos that the question was asked to the main Bone Whacker, how important is it to stay on axis? So here's what he explained, and using the dice, and he used the he used the hard way set. These dice were all thrown here with a 5, 4, 2, 3 dice set, the all 7 set. But the way it was explained by the Bone Whacker video is they used a hard way set. Okay? And his answer to why is it important to stay on axis, here's was his answer. He said, well, if I'm on axis, I can't 7 out with a 6-1. Okay. Also, I can't throw a 2-3 or a 12 or whatever and lose on my pass line bet. Okay, again, that's okay. Then they say their goal is to try and have 50% of their rolls on axis, no matter what it would be. Okay, with the 5-4, 5-4 dice set. Okay, we think different. Welcome to Advantage Dice Control. Here's my breakdown of the 5-4 dice set, shooting for off-axis results and how I think. Well, if we have a 1 or a 6 on one of our die, we can't 7 out. Okay, if we have both of them, we can. That's a 6-1. But at one time, it's impossible to 7 out. Okay, it's not impossible to 7 out if you stay on axis. You've got your 5-2, and you've got your 4-3. Okay, so that's why we do that. All right, you can't throw a horn number without a 1 or a 6. That 1 or 6, by us seeing that 1 or 6, it tells us a lot. First of all, if I'm shooting, let's say I'm shooting this 6-3, okay, and I hit it up here, and I'm betting it. Well, I win on the 6-3, I win on the field, and I also win on what we call our original hot bet. So that one win gave us, that one roll of the dice gave us 3 wins, which is the power of multiple wins, okay? So we get paid 3 ways, all because of the 1 and the 6, all right? The other way, again, he says you can't lose on the come out, which is right, okay? You can't throw a 2-3 or a 12, all right? But if we throw a 2-3 or a 12, like I said, we're getting paid on the horn, we're getting paid on the field. As far as throwing off axis, nobody knows as much about winning and throwing off axis than I do. I was the first to prove off axis works. From 2002 to 2012, I used only 2 dice sets, the 5-4-5-4 and the 5-4-2-3, the all 7 set and the hard way set. Okay, that's all I did. And my off-axis results averaged 60% minimum on the low side to over 70% plus on the high end. And for those 10 years, from 2002 to 2012, I earned over $1 million playing less than 20 hours per month. A good DI should know how to win by shooting both on and off axis with a minimum result of 60% on or off for your goal. We have dice sets and tosses to accomplish what we're looking for. I think the Bone Whackers are a little behind the times. I'm sure this video might wake up a few of them. Advantage Dice Control is now 24 years old, and the winning hasn't stopped. Advantage Dice Control, in my opinion, has created more consistent winners than any time before. Listen up. Instead of worrying about your SRR, staying on axis, worthless software, and the house edge, play the short game, 40 to 100 rolls. Know how to bet and capture multiple wins. That's how you win. That's what's worked for me. Okay, so listen up. You've watched the videos, you watched their style of play, you called them, you got your answers. So what's left? Now all you got to do is take action, make an appointment with the instructor. You should now be able to see everything work with your own eyes and be on your way to the winner's circle. So, in closing, let me say this. Choose wisely. There's a big difference between playing craps and winning at craps. I hope you all got something from this video that you can use. And as always, don't forget you have an open line to me at any time. So let's look at these rolls here real fast. Rich, can you just pan on all these rolls from here to what Mike did? Okay. Based on Mike's rolls, we had all this set up before he started shooting. In this scenario, we were playing the 5, 6, 8 and the field. Okay, what everybody calls an iron cross, but we do it a little bit differently. In here, we had the 5, 6, 8 in the field covered. We also had cherry picked our hops. These are one roll bets, but we don't do them all the time. We only do them when they qualify. This is the method. In this particular method, each bet is going to give us approximately a quarter win. So we're counting units here. And what I'm sharing here is that if you play this method the way we play it, on 30 to 40 rolls of the dice, you can have yourself $1,000 in profit. All right. But in any event, we're covering these bets. Let's go over Mike's rolls. Mike, by the way, used the 5, 4, 2, 3, all 7 set here. And for us, we're looking to see 1s and 6s, obviously, and we're looking to go off axis. But let's look at what we did here. Okay. So coming out, our point would have been 6. We hit our 6 here. Okay. New point's 10. We 7'd out. When we 7 out, we go up a level where we only need 1 or 2 rolls of the dice to be in profits, and we work our come out rolls. Only on us. This has nothing to do with the random player. So as we get to here, we lose our level 1 bet. We would have went to our level 2 bet, which equals about $733 here to try and get 2 rolls. Again, every win is going to be a quarter profit minimum, okay? Doesn't count 2s and 3s or 15s to 1, all right? So here we go. So we went to level 2, we hit the 4. Now on that 4, let me show you something. We were hitting the 4 like I said. We won it on the hop, we would have won it in the field playing this as well. So that's a multiple win. You got paid double or triple here, okay, on roll number 2. So here, look at this. On roll number 1, we made our money, but on that second roll, we got paid double on that particular one, or triple if we're at the palms. Anyway, here we go. We hit a 7, then we came over to here and started again. 10 was the point. On and on and on. Another 3-1, another 3-1. I mean, look at all this. Amazing. Get to here. Okay, here we lose. We go to level 2. We get our 2 wins, which we need in this particular method, which takes us back to level 1. We threw a come out 7 on level 1. We went to our level 2 bet. We threw another come out 7, or we threw we 7'd out here. This was a come out 7. We're now at level 3. Here's our 2 wins at level 3, and that put on that particular 1 win for this particular method put $123 in our rack, and now we start back at our level 1 position. So these were all level 1 bets. Okay, look at all the 1s and the 6s. Here we 7'd out. We went to our level 2 bet. We got our level 2 bet on these 2 wins at level 2. We made $96. So we put a black chip for the most part in the rack. But let's look at this. It was a total of 51 wins. Let's count the 1s and the 6s only to see how many were off axis on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 out of 51 rolls were off axis. That is pretty friggin' good, okay? That allowed us to get paid our doubles and triples, to hit our horns, to hit our hops, to hit our box numbers, to hit all our field, okay? This roll right here would have made us over $1,000 very easily, okay? So that is the power of multiple wins. So that's it, guys. Give us a call. Take care.